platform. So it was an exercise wherein we figured out, okay, who needs to be featured, because not everybody will qualify to be there, right? So it makes absolute sense, and I can relate to my own writing journey.
Different level of challenge, different phase of challenge. But yes, you should always be solution oriented. Try to find out how it can be made better, how it can be done better. So that's number one, which has given me so many. Very simple method is write down the main 10 to 15 topics, whatever you want to discuss in your book, and along with the every topic, you need to write down the subtopics, the depth of that chapter. What all I learned while writing my book, n number of things.
Right.
My first book, it took around 3 years to complete. Right. So 2005 I started writing, and 2008 I was able to release. Goes back to Ministry of HRD, Government of India. In turn, they also pass on this data to centralized ISBN agency UK. So that 13-digit number which you see on the back side in a barcode and a 13-digit number, that's a unique identity of your book.
So folks, you have tuned into TGV, and hearty welcome to the Guiding Voice podcast series, the world's only quadrilingual podcast at this moment of recording, and we are trying to embark into multiple languages as we speak, and here we embark on transformative conversations for a better future, and we want to simplify and amplify your journey to success. I'm your host Navin Samala, dedicated to making the world a better place by bringing you wisdom through valuable discussions with experts designed to simplify and amplify your success. And thank you so much for tuning in. So folks, we are joined by Dr. Vinit Gera, a celebrated Indian author with 5 published books, and he was honored by the India Book of Records in 2014. And as India's leading author coach and founder to the fastest growing publishing house, Gurukul Publishing, he has created several different templates that help aspiring writers efficiently complete their manuscripts. And his proven system enables authors to finish writing a book in just 45 productive hours, positioning them to build a powerful personal brand and gain celebrity status. And having successfully guided over 650 projects, his mission is to create 5,000 new authors within the next year. That is a mammoth target, and I'm sure Dr. Vinit is going to achieve that. And as we prepare to delve into our conversation on the topic at hand, how to write a book in 30 days, here's an exciting twist. First, let us tickle our guest's brain. So, Dr. Vinit, we are going to do the first rapid fire round of random words. I am going to mention a few words and you have to respond to them without thinking much. If you're ready, let's get started.
Sure. I'm ready, and thanks for the opportunity. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, most welcome. And let's begin with the first word, curiosity.
Curiosity is the solution.
Invention.
Electricity.
Future.
Artificial intelligence.
Book.
Psycho-cybernetics.
Movie.
Guru.
Food.
Punjabi.
Universe.
Endless.
Leadership.
Personality.
Role model.
So many.
Okay, and the last one is success.
Depends.
Awesome. I loved all those spot-on responses, so crisp and so clear. And I really appreciate you for participating in the first rapid fire round. And when I say first, there is one more rapid fire round toward the end of the episode. So stay tuned. And Dr. Vinit Gera, hearty welcome to the Guiding Voice. How are you doing today?
Thank you. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And I'm doing very good. And I hope that you are also doing good.
Yes, I'm doing very well. And before we get started, I would like to thank my friend, Mr. Sudhira Karthik, for introducing us both. So thank you, Karthik. And Vinit, let's get the ball rolling. We'll begin with your success mantra. So talk to us about top 3 things that have contributed to your success so far. Mentoring 650 plus authors and on a mission to 5,000 more creators, right? Which is not an easy thing. So really, I would like to understand your success mantra.
Hello, I'm Steve Ahern, one of the judges of the Asia Podcast Awards. I'm interrupting this episode to let you know that you're listening to an award-winning podcast. This podcast won its category in the 2024 Podcast Awards, so you know you're listening to quality. Enjoy your listening experience, and congratulations to the team who created this award-winning podcast for you.
J. These 650, when we talk about, these all are the published authors. Their books are available on Amazon. If I talk in terms of my clientele, it's 1250 plus as on date.
Wow. Super.
So another books are in pipeline.
Wow.
Now coming to your question, the success mantra. The first success mantra is I always try to focus on the solution part of it.
Yeah.
See, life is always full of the challenges, right? At every step, you have different level of challenge, different phase of challenge. But yes, you should always be solution oriented. Try to find out how it can be made better, how it can be done better. So that's number one, which has given me so many different success stories. This just one formula, being the solution oriented. The second one, what I feel, is the customer service. Your client is always at the top, and you need to understand what exactly your client wants. You need to talk to them, understand their requirement, and then fulfill them. So customer service is another important thing. And third one is the what I call it is it's not working for the client, it's working with the client. Right. So you need to understand that writing a book is not your author's baby. It's equally your baby also, as an author, coach, and a publisher, right? So whenever something is going in the market, there is a brand which is there, Gurukul Publishing, right? So if something is not correct, something is not right. However, there is no book which is perfect in this world. There are always some errors, some mistakes. But yes, we can always try to minimize those. So these are the three things what I feel that are my success mantras.
Super. I love the problem solving part, being a solution provider, because I keep telling in my talks also, always be a problem solver, because world is full of problems and people are scared of problems. The moment we start providing solutions, right, we will be regarded highly. And at the same time, if you look at entrepreneurs, right, they started solving some problems, therefore they started earning money, right? So I loved it. And Vinit, who is your guiding voice?
I have so many guiding voices. So many people have played very, very major role in my life. I have so many different mentors for different things. All right. So, but ultimately, the guiding voice, the whatever I have learned from all the mentors is the bringing something into the action. If you are just listening to them, if you are just following their videos, following their talks, attending their workshop, does not carry any meaning unless you are not putting those things into the action.
Yeah.
So primarily, I would say the action taking is my guiding voice, which has come from all the mentors, whatever I have learned from. Right.
Super.
So whether it is creating the course or guiding the people on how to write book, trying to find out different solutions, it all has come into one thing, that keep on taking the action.
Right. No, this is a great point, because we keep attending a lot of conferences, we keep attending or listening to a lot of talks and a lot of podcasts like these as well, right? But if you are not acting on it, all the knowledge and wisdom that we acquire will go in vain. It is of no use. I think that's a great reminder, and thank you for your emphasis on that. And Vinit, writing a book in 30 days, right? It sounds like a daunting task. For me, personally, it took about 9 months, okay, for my volume 1. And again, more or less same lines for my volume 2 of TGV Inspiring Lives. And so I'm curious to understand from you, what is the first step these aspiring authors should take to start their journey as an author or a writer?
Okay. Good question. I mean, a lot of people feel that, he's saying you can write a book in 30 days. It's very difficult. Before I answer your question, let me divide the book writing part into two different segments. One is the fiction and poetry. Another one is the self-help kind of books, right? Now, we are not talking about fiction and poetry because these are very creative things and it depends. Somebody can take 1 month, somebody can take 1 year, somebody can take 10 years to write, right? But when it comes to the self-help, business, motivational kind of book, 30 days are good enough. I'll explain that methodology also, how you can do it. But very first thing is, you must believe in this, that yes, you can do it. You should have that author mindset, right? And this is something which we are doing once in a lifetime or 3 4 times in a lifetime. It's not our daily routine. We are not the writers. We are the creators. We are coach. We are trainer. We are consultant. We are into different roles, whatever we play in our life. But becoming an author is just a 1 time or 2 times job, right?
Right.
So very first thing, what a person need to do if somebody wants to write a self-help book is focus on creating the table of contents.
Mm-hmm.
Very simple method is write down the main 10 to 15 topics, whatever you want to discuss in your book. And along with the every topic, you need to write down the subtopics, the depth of that chapter. So once you are done with this, I always say that your 65% of the book writing work is done.
Mm.
Now, this particular part is the portion of the book wherein you are supposed to spend maximum time. Rest all will become a cakewalk, that's for sure. So the first thing is focus on the creating table of content. What exactly you want to communicate to the readers. So that is the most important part of it.
Mm.
I hope I've been able to answer it.
Absolutely. I loved it. I think having the table of contents in terms of identifying the topics and subtopics. Yeah, in fact, I followed the same path while writing both the books because for me, in my case, I tried to highlight the stories that stand out of 500 odd conversations that I had. And when we wrote the first book, at that time we had about 250 plus speakers on the platform. So it was an exercise wherein we figured out, okay, who needs to be featured because not everybody will qualify to be there, right? So it makes absolute sense, and I can relate to my own writing journey. So let's move forward. And what daily habits or writing routines do you recommend for someone aiming to finish their manuscript in just 30 days?
Okay. Now, when it comes to writing a book,
Mhm.
you need to be very clear that without having a proper discipline, it cannot complete.
Right. Yeah.
You can spend years and years and years, it will not complete. And how much discipline I demand as a coach is only 45 minutes a day. That's it.
Yep.
Only 45 minutes a day, only for 30 days. For rest of the life, do whatever you want, do whatever you are doing. But this much is the discipline which is every day required for a month to finish your approximately 150 to 200 pages of content. Easily you can do it.
Hmm.
So that discipline is something which, which will yield you the results. Otherwise, what happens if you are writing 1 page, 2 page today, and then you take a break for 2 3 days, then again you come back. First, you will revisit first those 2 3 pages what you have written, and then you will be again stuck, right? And it is bound to come what we call it author's block. Once you give the breaks in your writers write every day.
Yeah.
Correct. When you are writing a book, you are becoming a writer, you are becoming an author, and you need to write every day for a month,
Yeah.
not for the life. All right. So that's the most important thing, what I believe.
Hmm. All right, got it. And during this, let's assume this 30-day journey, right? There might be some distractions and people might have other commitments as well, right? So how can writers handle these distractions and also commitments while staying focused on completing their book in such a short span?
Okay. 5 years back, when I started this journey on
Mhm.
guiding people on how to write books, I did so many different experiments in terms of what is the best suitable time of the day to write a book.
Right.
So whether it is morning or the evening or the night time. So what I found is morning times are always most productive times, and especially somewhere between 5 to 8 o'clock in the morning is the best time to pick up your 45 minutes of that particular discipline. I tell you what, during the daytime, once you hit the office or once you hit the floor, then your this device itself will take away a lot of time. The phone, right? So a lot of distractions will come. Morning, you have a fresh mind. Though
Right.
some people may have the habit of waking up late in the night and doing their work, so that also is okay. But personally, I have found that morning times are most productive. Pick up any 45 minutes from the morning time and just start writing. And when you are writing, please keep your mobile on do not disturb mode,
Hmm. Yeah.
right? So that you are not distracted. And another thing, what distracts people in during the writing process is because when they are writing a book, they become the editor of the book.
Right.
I always recommend when you are writing a book, be a writer. Don't become an editor. Don't go back, look back what I have written. I can make it better. I can add some example. Please don't do that. When you are writing, just punch it, whatever comes to your mind. Once your first draft is complete, then you become the editor.
Hmm.
Then you do not leave that author who has written the first draft. Then you add examples, then you rewrite or whatever you want to do. But first draft, do not revisit what you have written. It's a straightforward and very well tried and tested formula,
Right.
right? So that's how you
Amazing.
can restrict the distractions. Otherwise, what will happen? You will remain in that first chapter only. You will keep
Correct.
on polishing that
Right.
several days.
Yeah, yeah. No, it is a practical advice because morning 5 to 8 is kind of productive time where most of the world is sleeping, right? You'll be free from distractions, and at the same time putting phone in do not disturb mode is also a great idea because typical routine that I follow, right? No matter what time I wake up, whether it is 5 a.m., 6 a.m. or sometimes 8 a.m., 9 a.m. also, I'll not touch my mobile for first 2 hours. Because the moment you touch that mobile, you'll get distracted and all. But yeah, I loved it. And in fact, during my writing journey also, we did not stick to as early as 5 to 8 a.m. But Parul and I used to meet in the mornings, like at 9 a.m. or so, because that is the time where we are most productive. And it is the first thing that you are doing as part of your job, as part of your daily routine, right? So that kept me focused. So I can relate to all the practical advices that you are sharing. So wonderful. And okay, let's talk about the first time authors, like or the first time writers who may not have prior experience. So how can they ensure their book is impactful even when writing in such a short time frame and all?
Okay. See, time frame what I've given is not a short time frame; it's a huge time frame. 1 month is a good enough time. I'll prove you that. Right. Okay. Second is, in my community also, 99% of the people, they are the first time authors. They've never written a book.
Mhm.
See, everything in this world does not come with the experience. There are few things which we need to start without experience. There was a day when you started your first podcast, right?
Yeah.
There was a day when I wrote my first page of the book. And if everything happens with the experience in this world, then nobody would have got married,
Correct.
right? So somewhere, somehow, you need to take your first step, correct? And second is, when you are writing, it is, please understand, all of us are blessed with different experiences every day.
Right.
I normally say this in every podcast that whatever is your age, that much experience you have. If you are 30 years old, you have 30 years of experience, right? If somebody can learn from your experience, maybe a single line out of the entire book can actually be a game changer for somebody. You never know that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So forget about experience and all. Experience, it's not that you will gain experience and then you will write a book. When you will write a book, then only you will gain the experience and then you can write your second edition, third edition, second book or third book. So it's actually other way around. When you write a book, then people will think, oh, you have some experience. Right?
Yeah.
And otherwise, if I look at it from a different angle, who is perfect? Are you a perfect podcaster? No. Am I a perfect author? No. I'm not a perfect author, perfect author. There is nothing, there is no such definition actually. Perfection is a false phenomenon. And I have seen a lot of authors, those who are not able to release their books because they want to bring out a perfect book. And believe me, through your podcast, I want to message them that you will have to take next birth in order to release a perfect book. Please go ahead and release your imperfect book. There is no harm in that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. I can resonate with my journey itself, actually, the guiding voice. In case this is 550 plus episode that we are doing. But if I compare that with my first 50 versus next 50 versus next 50 and all, right, we see continuous improvement. So continuous improvement is something which we focus. And as a Lean Six Sigma Master Black Belt and as a Lean Evangelist, I also keep telling people, okay, strive towards perfection, but first you take that particular action and launch your first version and seek feedback, right? That makes sense. And another great set of thoughts. And let's move forward to the next one. So how has writing your own books shaped your understanding of the writing process? And how do you pass that knowledge on to the authors you mentor?
Okay. So how do I pass my knowledge to my authors is through the sessions. I do a lot of workshops. I have an online course also. So there are so many ways wherein I remain connected with the authors. We have our WhatsApp community and so on. So that's how I remain connected with them. And the first part of your question, what all I learned while writing my book, n number of things.
Right.
My first book, it took around 3 years to complete.
Mm.
Right? So 2005, I started writing, and 2008, I was able to release. So it took me 3 long years to write those 250 pages. So that's how my journey started. And every step, there was a new learning. Every step, it was, forcing me to do more research. And during the process itself, I found that I'm becoming better on the topic. I started from somewhere, and during the process, I'm doing a lot of research. I'm coming up with new ideas. And during the process itself, I gained a lot of knowledge.
Right.
Right? And the beauty came when I went to Delhi to get it published. In those days, the concept of self-publishing was very, very in early stage. Nowadays, we have so many different publishing houses. You can pay the fees and get it published. In
Right.
those days, that was not the scenario.
Correct.
You were dependent only on the traditional publishers. And I visited around 8 publishers in Daryaganj, and everybody rejected my book because it was my first book. So
Mm.
they did not entertain me as a first-time author. So there also, the this problem was identified, that if somebody wants to do it at the first go, how they can get it published. So from there, the seed came, and gradually, I started my own publishing house, removing all those obstacles. And I started the Gurukul Publishing in 2014, actually.
Mm.
But active working, I've started in 2019. But in the year 2014, there were so many different hassles, like ISBNs were not online in those days. We
Right.
used to go to Delhi, stand in the line, apply for it, get only 10 numbers, come back to Hyderabad, assign those 10 numbers, and again go back to Delhi. So
Mm.
that was a huge task in those days.
Mm.
But now, with the time, the things are getting sorted out, things are getting simplified. And nowadays, you can see that everything is because of technology. So many things have become easy.
Okay. So I'd like to hear this from the horse's mouth directly. You mentioned about ISBN, right? So what is the importance of that ISBN?
Okay. ISBN is a 13-digit number which we receive from Ministry of HRD, Government of India. And this number is a unique identity of your book in the world.
Right.
For example, as a publisher, we apply for the ISBN number. We receive a lot of 100 ISBN numbers, and one by one, we issue it to our authors. So that list goes back to Ministry of HRD, Government of India. In turn, they also pass on this data to centralized ISBN agency, UK.
Mm.
So that 13-digit number, which you see on the back side in a barcode and a 13-digit number, that's a unique identity of your book. At the same time, it does not save you from the copyright. Copyright is a
Right.
different thing.
Mm.
So you can, in simple word, you can understand it like this 13-digit number is a Aadhaar card for your book.
Mm.
So it stores your bibliographic information. Who has written the book, who has published the book, which year, what is the price, which language. So this basic information is saved against that particular number. So that's the ISBN, International Standard Book Number.
Awesome. And for those of you who have tuned in from United States, Aadhaar is similar to social security number, right? So something, a unique identification number given to every citizen. Likewise, ISBN is a unique identifier given to the books just to provide the information related to who authored, who published it, and where they belong to, right? Awesome.
Correct.
So, Vinit, let's move forward. And in today's fast-paced publishing environment, what role does marketing play in the success of a newly published book, and how should authors plan for it during the writing process, or when does it begin?
Okay. In fact, from the writing process itself, you can start, building up the, marketing thing, because marketing is everything. Every day, if you look at the data, every single day, 6,000 new books are being released in shape of paperback and Kindle ebook.
Wow.
Right.
Is it across the globe or
6,000
India?
India only I'm talking about.
Wow. Mm.
So in the 6,000, books, it becomes very difficult for the people that, they will come search for your book and it will come up. And so marketing for a book has to be a continuous process. It cannot be a one-time obsolete process. Once your book is released, it is available on Amazon or Flipkart or any other platform. You need to keep on sharing that with your community, with your WhatsApp group, through the podcast, through the, Facebook or Instagram or wherever you are getting an opportunity. if you are being invited in a webinar or a seminar or wherever you are getting this opportunity, please do not miss the promotion part of your book. Because
Yeah.
what happens? A book is being sold till the time you are promoting. The moment you stop your promotion, book sale also stops. It's a very, very simple formula. So it has to be a continuous process. And also, you need to keep on adding people to your community, right? You need to keep on adding value to your community so that they are listening to you, what you are saying. So it has to be a continuous process, and it can start, before the book release also. I do not recommend it too early, but at least 1 to 2 weeks prior to the book release. So that's how you
Yeah.
can start.
Hmm. Got it. And we have had an amazing conversation so far, and it's time for us to add some more spice and some more excitement to the episode. If you're ready, I'll kick off the second rapid fire round with a set of intriguing questions.
Sure, ready.
Okay, here comes the first bullet. If you could have one gigantic billboard anywhere with anything on it, what would it say?
You can do it.
You can do it. All right. And can you describe yourself in just one word?
Troubleshooter.
Troubleshooter. And what is your favorite? What is your favorite book of all time?
My favorite book of all time is Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz.
Hmm. Okay. And then one word to describe your writing process.
Simple.
And the most challenging book you have ever written.
My sales mantra.
All right. And the best piece of advice you have received as an author.
Now, there are so many different advices which I've received, but the best is keep moving forward. Do not look back.
Keep moving forward. Superb. And one skill every aspiring author should master.
Try to make the thing simple.
Try to make the thing simple. Awesome. I started reading your book, by the way. And I
Okay.
liked simplicity. And also you mentioned about using simple words and vocabulary. Awesome. And here comes the last one for the second rapid fire round. If you could co-author a book with anyone, who would it be?
Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
Good one. And I wish you all the best, Vinit. After that interesting second rapid fire round, it's time for us to flip back to the mainstream. So, what will be your one piece of advice to those aspiring to make big in their careers?
Okay. See, life is very simple. We only try to make it complicated and we make it, right? Keep it simple. If you cannot do it, please find out a mentor who can help you, who can guide you in this journey. And please do not do it. Do not leave it. Because a book is something which can travel to generations. Lord Krishna gave Gita Gyan to Arjun 5,000 years back, but still that Srimad Bhagavad Gita is with us. How so many generations have gone in
Mm.
between.
Yeah.
But yes, still that book is guiding force for all of us.
Yeah.
So book is something which has got a power to travel to generations. Forget about selling it to the world, but at least for your own generation, it can be a guiding force. So
Right.
please go ahead and write. Don't stop
Mm.
yourself.
Awesome. I think this is one of the finest conversations, especially in the book writing space, because I have interviewed many people in similar subject, but the kind of advice that you have given is so practical and easy approach. I thoroughly enjoyed talking to you, Dr. Vinit Gera. And how is your experience being hosted on The Guiding Voice?
Really, really speaking, I'm enjoying it like anything because there is a time constraint. So we'll have to, close it. But otherwise, it's a discussion which and your rapid fire was excellent. that was really icing on the cake. And I really wish all the very best to all the viewers. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to, talk to your audience.
All right. So pleasure talking to you, and I look forward to hosting you again in future, not just in English, but also Hindi. And thank you once again, Dr. Vinit Gera, and thank you, Sudhira Karthik, for correcting us both.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. So, friends, that was our episode with Dr. Vinit Gera on how to write a book in just 30 days. And before we jump into the fun trivia section, we have a quick request. If you have enjoyed the conversation and found it useful, please share with at least 3 of your friends or colleagues who would also like TGV. So, spread the knowledge and help others grow just like you. Now, let's hop into the trivia segment. Having had amazing conversation with an author coach and discussed about writing strategies and all, I thought I would present you two lesser known facts about two of the highest sold books in history. The first one is the Bible, and multiple translations lead to variations in content. The Bible has translated into over 3,000 languages, but each translation may slightly alter the meaning of interpretation of passages. And some scholars argue that subtle variations in wording across translations can lead to different theological interpretations. And the Bible has a publishing innovation. The Bible was the first major book printed using the Gutenberg printing press in the 1450s. And this innovation not only made the Bible more accessible, but also revolutionized book production and literacy in Europe, helping to spread education and knowledge at unprecedented levels. And second fact is about Don Quixote by Miguel Cervantes. This was written during Cervantes' financial struggles. Despite Don Quixote becoming one of the best-selling books of all time, Cervantes himself never became wealthy from its success. He wrote it while enduring personal financial hardships, and much of the book's humor and irony is said to be reflective of his own struggles. And there is influence of Don Quixote on modern literature because it is considered one of the earliest examples of a modern novel, blending social commentary with fiction in a way that was groundbreaking for its time. And Cervantes' work inspired many future literary genres, from satirical comedy to romantic adventure, and even modern works like Catch 22 and The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So this is all from my side from the trivia perspective. Likewise, if you know any interesting facts related to books, do let me know. If you're watching this episode on YouTube, you can comment there. Or if you found this on social media platforms, you can comment there as well. So folks, that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in and also for being part of our awesome TGV family. So until next time, take care, stay inspired, and remember, the best is yet to come. Goodbye for now. See you on the next episode with another amazing guest. Take care. Love you all.